Hello, good evening indeed, and many thanks for joining us here on Rwanda Television tonight. We hope you had yourselves a productive week. Now, top of our edition tonight, these are our headlines. On Thursday, President Paul Kagame received Malu Dreya, Minister-President of the Rhineland-Palatinate, and Hendrik Hering, President of Parliament of Rhineland-Palatinate, who are in Rwanda for the 40th anniversary of the partnership between Rwanda and Rhineland-Palatinate. Though the COVID-19 pandemic has subsided in different countries, some of the travelers in the country of China say that they continue to face challenges in their daily activities since this country has not yet opened fully traveling operations. Glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Martina Avera. Now let us begin this edition by telling you that on Thursday, President Paul Kagame received Malu Dreya, Minister-President of the Rhineland-Palatinate, and Hendrik Hering, President of Parliament of Rhineland-Palatinate, who are in Rwanda for the 40th anniversary of the partnership between Rwanda and Rhineland-Palatinate. The dignitaries discussed the success of the partnership in sectors of education, health, among others, as well as the opportunities for collaboration in new areas, including sports and renewable energy. Now, though the COVID-19 pandemic has subsided in different countries, some of the travelers in the country of China say that they continue to face challenges in their daily activities since this country has not yet opened fully traveling operations. Olive Nete has the report.
Some business people in the city of Kigali say that before the pandemic of COVID-19, it was easy to purchase goods from China. But after, they faced various challenges because they could not travel to China for business operations.
During
COVID-19, it became really hard for us because we couldn't travel to China anymore. But we had contacts of various business people that we used to work with. We contacted them and started buying goods online. But among the challenges faced, we used to get goods that are not really similar to what we ordered. And at some point, we were disappointed and shifted to other places. If you send an order to someone who is there, sometimes he or she may send you the size that is different from what you want, or even show you a color of an item, but on arrival you find that it is different from what you expected. That is different comparing to you going there to buy the goods on your own.
It's not just business operations that were heavily affected. On the other hand, students that traveled to China for studies were also affected.
I was a student in China since 2017. I came back in 2019 for holidays, but I was supposed to go back after. But while I was still here, COVID-19 started, and I couldn't go back to school. The only solution was to shift to online classes.
However, due to the challenges faced, some business people found solutions to keep business operations ongoing.
For example, now we have various products, like shoes, which are different from what we used to buy in China. And when challenges come, we find solutions. We change the market and we manage to find good products that are different from what we used to purchase in China.
Currently, the cost of travel and transportation has increased from $500 to $2,500 US. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive Nete, for that report. Moving on, through the project of Tubehoneza, launched in collaboration with Del Agua and the government of Rwanda in more than 21 districts in the country, about 1 million cooking stoves of the 2 million that are planned to be provided to residents by 2024 have been issued. Olive Nete continues.
Muhongerwa Chantal from Murire sector, Rwamagana district, is a mother of 3 children. She's one of the users of cooking stoves. She started using it in 2014. She says that since she started using it, it has been beneficial to her and her family as well.
mbere yuko mbona rondereza nacanaga ku mashyiga atatu asanzwe ya Kinyarwanda.
Before receiving this cooking stove, I used to cook using the traditional method of using 3 stones. I used to cook using a big bundle of woods of between 1,500 Rwandan francs to 2,000 Rwandan francs per day. But now I can use a bundle of 500 only per day. And now the money I used to spend to buy those woods, I save it for other development projects.
Mbasha kuyazigamira ayashyira nko mu matsinda bigatuma niteza imbere.
Uwineza Epiphany is among the 800 people who received cooking stoves in Wurire sector in Rwamagana district on this Wednesday. She looks forward to benefit much from using these cooking stoves.
Per
day I use 5 bundles of wood, and it was really hard for me because I had to do it while carrying a baby on my back. But now I'll be using less woods, and it is beneficial for me because it will prevent my kids from various diseases. These cooking stoves have been provided through the Tuweho Neza project, which was launched in collaboration with the Largwa organization and the government of Rwanda in order to provide solutions related to clean cooking and to solve various problems. Neil McDougall, the chairman and co-founder of the Largwa, points out that the achievements made throughout the 10 years since they started their programs in Rwanda are remarkable, and that they look forward to continue so that the benefits of using stoves can reach others as well.
So far, we've distributed in partnership with the government of Rwanda 1 million stoves, so it's a tremendous achievement. Our plans are for the future that we are going to distribute a stove to every rural household. That's 2.3 million households. One of the big benefits for families, of course, is that it reduces the amount of fuel. It reduces the amount of fuel. So rather than using 10 bundles of wood, you only need to use 3 bundles of wood. So that saves a lot of money for households if they buy their wood, or reduces the time collecting the wood.
The Minister of Environment, Dr. Mujamaria Jean d'Arc, notes that this model provides clean cooking solutions and preserves the environment. She also urges residents to put more efforts in planting forests. The benefit of using these cooking stoves that were provided today is that they minimize the fuel needed to cook. When we burn woods and charcoal, the smoke affects our health, and it also causes air pollution. Reducing 2/3 of what we used to burn means reducing 2/3 of gases that pollute the air. I encourage everyone to reinforce the program of planting forests so that at least in the 3 upcoming months, everyone can plant 3 trees. 800 cooking stoves were provided this Wednesday to residents in Murire sector, adding up to 1 million that have been given in 21 sectors of the country since the Tuweho Neza project started in 2012. It is expected that by the year 2024, more than 2 million stoves will be generated to various residents in rural areas. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive, for that report. Now, this Thursday, parliamentarians in the East Africa Legislative Assembly visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial, the final resting place of 250,000 victims who were killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi here in Rwanda that claimed more than 1 million lives. Paul Mwasa Musamali, a Ugandan parliamentarian in the East Africa Legislative Assembly, states that the member countries of the East Africa community and the parliamentarians specifically have a lesson to learn from what Rwanda has achieved.
It is a very bad experience. However, there is a promise. We appreciate the efforts that have been made by the government of Rwanda to ensure that what happened is not repeated. And that is something we appreciate and we applaud. For us as the Parliament of East Africa, our laws are to promote integration in terms of economic integration, social integration, and political integration. The lesson we learn here is that it is something we need to share, and if it is possible, probably to come up with a motion such that any tendency of any genocidal tendency is prohibited.
On this same day, the media experts who were in Rwanda for the Broadcast and Digital Media Convention Africa 2022 also visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial at Gisozi. The experts noted that the media must not allow itself to be a tool of spreading hate.
Now, the fact that media was used to pit people against one another is such a bad practice. Certain media houses exist to diffuse these things and to correct, whatever wrong is in the practice.
The Broadcast and Digital Media Convention Africa 2022 that took place in Kigali for the past 3 days analyzed different challenges and opportunities available in the transmission of information. Now, it has been 2 months since the start of construction activities of upgrading and renovating the Amahoro National Stadium, and the government institutions involved in the project assure sports fans and all Rwandans in general that Amahoro National Stadium will begin to host various domestic and international events and games as planned in this project within the next 2 years. Adam Kwizera has the report.
The construction activities are taking place at the Amahoro National Stadium, and there are numerous sounds of employees and construction machines that are assisting in speeding up the work. Engineer Jean-Claude Niyonzima, a representative of the Gasabo 3D company that is consulting the construction of upgrading and renovating Amahoro National Stadium, as he explains technically about the operations that are taking place here on the site.
We have like milestones of the project. We have the foundation, we have the elevation, and we have the roof covering and the finishing. So we are mainly at the structure, foundation and structure, where you see these steels, the column, the concrete casting, the leveling, where you've seen the football pitch backfilling, because you have to uplift it to 2 meters to facilitate the spectators to see it, and it will be used as the assembly point. In case of emergency, the spectators will be able to access easily the football pitch. So in summary, we are still at the structural works. After structural works, we'll be to the roof covering and the finishing, and of course the landscaping of outside the project.
Engineer Haruna Chimimana of the Rwanda Housing Authority, who is also the project manager for this project, stated that this stadium will meet all international stadium standards as established by FIFA, the international governing body of association football, as he briefly outlined the stadium's set plan.
Okay, the design we are implementing today is going to help every fan in the stadium to have a very comfortable view angle. This was not the case with the old structure. That's the reason why we decided to raise the level of the pitch. We actually increased it of 2 meters, and this is going to help us to ensure that every spectator in the stadium has a comfortable view from for the pitch and also for the running track. So this has been taken into consideration, and we have also FIFA experts, FIFA standard experts on board. They are helping us to ensure that we build something that is going to be certified by FIFA.
Aside from employing 90% Rwandans, this project is also a big market for local industries, which they believe would help them to speed up their work.
This project, of course, is having a socio-economic impact in 2 ways. Number one is using the local materials. All the materials here are being outsourced from Rwanda, the factories. Cement is from Simerwa. These steel bars are from Imana Steel and Steel Rwamagana and Bugesera. And the sand we are using, the aggregate, are being outsourced from Rwanda. And going to human resources, people around 1,000 who are employed here are locally in Rwanda, and we are having like 5% of people from outside the country.
Those working on the Amahoro Stadium upgrade and renovation project believe it's a pleasure for them that they are involved in the construction of the national stadium. There are some people who used to tell me the famous buildings they built. Same here. I would tell my child that I built Amahoro National Stadium. It's my pride, and for the country as well. Since I'm also able to afford health and social welfare, due to that I work here.
I'm the only girl who operates this machine. I'm happy with it. I'm the director of CLEN, which assists us to carry heavy tools. I coordinate with the driver and direct him where to carry the tools.
Engineer Haruna Chimimana promises the football fans and Rwandans that the Amahoro Stadium upgrade and renovation project will be completed on time, as indicated in their contract.
We have to complete works of this stadium by 2024. If there are no pandemic outbreaks like the one we witnessed with COVID-19, we believe that we are going to deliver.
Amahoro National Stadium. We also have commercial areas for restaurants, shops, and bars, allowing it to function even when there is no games or events. In addition, it will be known as major stadium with a pitch suitable for football, rugby, and athletics, where the total cost of the project will be around $165 million.
Within a month and 25 days, the construction activities are at 8%, as the construction are set to spend 24 months. This Amahoro National Stadium will be expected to host over 45,000 people sitting. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Kwizera, for that report. Now, more than 200 professional accountants from different countries, including Burundi, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Somalia, and Rwanda, were in Rusizi district undergoing training on how to improve professionalism in accounting and how to combine it with technology. They say that there are some amongst them who are slow in doing their work, making this an opportunity to do better. It is the 11th training organized by ICPAR, Institute of Certified Public Accountants. This year's focus is on improving on the professionalism and adapting it to technology in this fast-paced century. The participants say that it is of importance to them because there are some of them who do not perform work properly and delay the services provided in the institutions where they work. We were discussing more on technology because of the way it is constantly changing. So it is good when we convene and talk about the issues we face so that we can come up with solutions and make sure the companies we work for don't fail. It is like how the body system works. If accountants were to isolate themselves, the whole body wouldn't function well. We need to complete each other for better functioning. For the participants of this training from outside the country, they find that Rwanda has reached a good level in improving the accounting system and that among the things they will do is to ask their country to use Rwandan experts to improve that level of accounting in their country, according to Bigirimana Jean-Leonard, who represented the country of Burundi.
We have a lot from the trainings here, and for us who are not Rwandan, we would like to ask that some of the accountants may come to Burundi to offer their expertise because their knowledge on accounting is way more advanced than ours. This will help us put into practice the things we have learned here.
Patrick Gashagaza, Deputy Director of the Global Professional Organization, which provides accounting services in the DRC, Rwanda, Burundi, and Belgium, and is a partner of ICPAR, says that the current trend is the knowledge a person has rather than the degree he or she has, because what you know is what gives you value on the market, which is why this training is so important for accountants.
Having a degree is no longer enough. You need to be trained and have experience. You can have your qualifications and your degrees, but once you get to the field, you should be able to stand out and ask yourself why you should be chosen out of the bunch.
The CEO of ICPAR, Amin Miramago, says that every year they meet to re-evaluate the rules of governing their profession because if it is not taken care of, a lot of things get ruined. In this year's training, they want to unite in improving the use of technology because there are those who are still using traditional practices that are not relevant anymore.
In line with using traditional practices, you'd find that people are not using professional practices such as technology. We all know that technology is what is being used everywhere now because when it is used, work gets done faster and services are offered more efficiently. So this is why we are enticing people to receive training, especially in tech. When investors come to town, they want to see advanced working methods. So this is why to improve hours in order to compete at an international standard.
The Institute of Certified Public Accountants in Rwanda currently has more than 800 members. Such training is held every year. Last year's training was held in Musanze district, which is also in order to promote the beauty of other parts of Rwanda apart from the city of Kigali for those who attended this training coming from abroad. Young farmers across the world have been urged to take the lead to eradicate hunger as part of the 2030 SDGs. Adam Kwizera has a report.
It was a summit that focused on the role of youth in agriculture transformation through innovation and technology, where it brought together young farmers across the world. Some Rwandan youths who participated in this summit expressed the interest they expect from this summit happening in Kigali.
Well, we expected to get some knowledge. Since it's a summit, we met our fellow youth from Europe and Africa. Hence, we studied together on how we can increase our agricultural production to compete with others on the international market.
The president of the Pan-African Farmers Organization, Koliang Palabele, points out the role of the youth people practicing agriculture as a solution to the economic problems and food security in the world. For us, we see the bright future of the world's agriculture. Yet, we want them to provide solutions to the economic problems and food security, as they will also provide the answer to the issue of unemployment through agriculture, and it will contribute to that transformation. That is the role of the youth. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of the Agriculture and Animal Resources, Jean-Claude Musabyimana, asked the youth to take the initiative of eradicating the hunger issue.
As youth, you can take advantage of these multifaceted avenues in the agriculture space and make meaningful contribution to our fragile food systems and food security. Let us seize this moment to ensure that we meet the goal of zero hunger in the SDGs 2030 commitment.
The statistics show that 48% of the African population are engaged in agriculture, while in Rwanda, about 60% of the population contributes 24% to the country's GDP. Adam Kwizera, RTV News.
And on behalf of the news production team and we thank you for your attention tonight. We hope that you have a safe night and stay safe.